Hi, Chris. Is that okay? Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Is that good? All right, this is your 2-minute warning. Your 2-minute warning. What did people do with this? What? I know. All right. Oh, I didn't know there was seating up there. Wow, you guys are in a fantastic location. I love it. Yeah, I didn't know that. I find these a little creepy. So if I don't look either side, it's nothing against you guys. Those kind of creep me out a little bit. Someone was saying earlier, it's like the Muppets. If they start talking, I'm walking out. So, all right. We're going to go ahead and get started. My name is Tammy Lind. Thanks for coming. I'm a tech integration coach in the South Milwaukee School District in Wisconsin. Yes, it's true. I came up. And yes, I do have this on here. Thank you. Anybody want to clap? Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. I was actually going to thank you guys for re-signing Jay Cutler, but I thought that was a mean, I shouldn't start out that way. Just kidding now. I'm actually going to go without glass today. But I am a tech integration coach, and I work kindergarten through 12th grade in South Milwaukee. And this is just some information about me. I'm part of our EdReach. How many of you know what EdReach is? If you don't, you should. Check it out. It's edreach.us. It's a fantastic network for educators. So I'm a contributor on one of their shows that they have. And I'm also one of the co-organizers for EdCamp Milwaukee. And you guys, hot off the press, EdCamp Milwaukee registration opens tomorrow. So if you are interested, I'm drawing a complete blank on the date. Somebody help me. It's the 10th or 11th of May, Saturday of Mother's Day weekend. If you are interested in coming up to Milwaukee for that, please do. Okay, we are going to hit the ground running. Can I lower this a little? No? Okay. I feel like I'm really loud. We are going to hit the ground running. And so what I want to do in the next 45 minutes or so is I'm going to ask you to take one thing. I'm going to fire 10 of my favorite Google Drive apps at you. I want you just to take one. And I'm going to say what I said this morning in my first session. Think about what happens when we go to a conference like this. We're with like-minded educators, we're super excited, and then we get back to school. And what happens? June, right? Or life starts to happen, and then we forget. And then we say, yeah, I'm going to look at the ice stuff that I got during summer. And then what happens? Summer. Yeah, vacation. And so I'm going to ask you to commit to one. I want you to try to commit to using one of these tools that I'm going to share with you with either a student or for your own personal productivity. Okay? That's what I'm asking you to commit to. Just a little tip, I am going to actually ask you to verbalize it later because I find when things come out of our mouth, they have a better chance of happening. Rather than if we just think to ourselves, oh, I'd kind of like to look at that, and then again, it comes to September and we haven't. The resources are here. You can find this. This will come out. I'll put this up again later in the session. But basically what we're going to do is I'm going to show you 10 Google Drive apps. Now, one thing that I need to make sure everybody is clear on is that we are not talking Chrome apps. How many of you know what a Chrome app is? Okay? And extensions, right? That's what we use in Chrome. These are not Google Chrome apps. What we're going to look at, these are apps that you can actually add to Google Drive. Everybody know what Drive is. It's like the My Documents of Google, right? So these are things that you can add to Google Drive that just make what you're doing a bit more efficient. Now, a lot of them are Chrome apps, but I need to make sure that we don't have that confusion right now because that seems to be hard for people to see the difference. You can use what I'm going to show you in any browser. You do not have to have Chrome for these. I use Chrome. I happen to really like Chrome. I'm wearing a Chrome lanyard. I love Chrome. But you don't have to. These are Drive-specific apps, so you can use them in any browser. Okay, are we good with that? That's a really important thing. The next question that people always ask is, well, where do I get them? And I'm going to show you. So here's what's going to happen for the next 40 minutes or so. I'm going to be hopping in and out of this presentation. This presentation is for you. It's really not, don't bother taking notes because everything that we're going to do is in the presentation. Okay, I choose to be a little bit more hands-on and be out of this, so I'm going to hop back and forth. But I want to just show you where you get these. So in your Google Drive, that's where I am right now. If you go to Create and Connect More Apps, that's what happens. You connect these apps to your Google Drive. And you will notice here are the apps that I have connected. Okay? So that's what I'm going to be talking about. Everything that I show you, well, no, many of the things that I show you, you actually will create a folder for you in your Drive. Okay, and I'll make sure that I point those out when we get to those. I'm also going to tell you there are hundreds and hundreds of these. I'm showing you 10. Okay, so what I'm going to ask you to do is take what we do here and extend that. Go explore. You can't break them. Add them, and if you don't like them, we'll pull them out. Okay? All right, are we ready? You ready? Are we tired from lunch? Okay. If somebody snores next to you, just give them the elbow. Here we go. The first one is the template gallery. How many of you are in a domain? And by domain, I mean you have your own little piece of Google. Did you know in a domain you have your own template gallery? If you didn't know that, you should. Because the template gallery is a great place to put agendas. I have a superintendent who is very, very picky about district agendas. She loves them to look beautiful and the same. okay? So she uses our domain template gallery, and that's where all of our agendas, our agenda templates are. When I have a district meeting, I go get it from my South Milwaukee template gallery, okay? Now, this one, here's what happened. Google did this big upgrade to Drive, maybe a year ago or so, maybe a little bit longer. And they made it really hard to get to the template gallery. It used to be super easy. You used to go to Create, and from template was here. It's on mine because I've added it. But you used to it used to be there for you. Now you have actually have to connect it, okay? So you have to go and connect it to your Drive. And the directions for doing that are in the presentation. Okay? All right, so number 10, not really exciting, right? I know, I gotta get better. Hold on. Give me some time. How many of you use Movenote or have ever heard of it? Do you mind, those of you that raised your hand, can you give a shout out of how you've used it? Do you mind doing that? And how did you use the Movenote tool for that? Oh my gosh, can you come up and finish the session? Okay. Okay. What he said. Okay, here's what you do. It's super great. Here it is. I'm going to go to the sample student profile. I'm in my Google Drive. I'm going to right-click on it, and I'm going to say Open with Movenote. Now, mine says Sales because I'm in my personal account, not my domain account. How many of you have a flipped classroom or know somebody that is doing something of a flip? I heard somebody say somersault yesterday. I thought that was cool. Okay, here we are. Now look. That's me, if you didn't know that. All right, it pulled up my document. Now, using Movenote, I can go and I can explain this document to my students. So think flip. I can say, hang on, it's going to make me do permissions in a minute. Oh, it's not. Okay. So I can say, hey, thanks for tuning into this assignment. Make sure that you take a look here because this is really important to understand what struggling learners look like. And I can say, oh, Buzz Math, that's really fun. Take a look over there, and hopefully you can see the highlighting tool, right? So I'm going to go ahead and pause it. Now, when I'm done with that, it actually will put that into my Drive to be shared, okay? And I forgot to mention that. Do you use it through Drive to share, or how do you share it to your students? Okay. Anybody else use it in Drive to share? Okay. One thing that I forgot to mention, one of the big wins about having Drive apps connected to Drive is, you know, Google's kind of famous for that sharing thing. So all this stuff can be shared out. So now I can share this with my kids with the document. Maybe I need to give them a little bit of an explanation. Or maybe I need to say to them, make sure you pay special attention to this column. Or maybe you have a struggling learner and you're going to explain one part of the document to them. That's called Movenote. All right, we're still not impressed. I'll keep going. All right. Powtoon, how many of you use that? How many of you use PowerPoint? Okay, how many of you use Google Presentation, which I'm using right now? Powtoon is like all of those crazily mashed together in a super fun movie. Okay? And I think that's a technical term. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open my Powtoon here. And I'm going to play an example for you. Sure, it's P-O-W-T-O-O-N. So, here's what it looks like. It's so easy. It's like sick how easy it is. Okay? And so hopefully that looks a little familiar, like PowerPoint keynote presentation-ish. This is what you do. I'm going to start it over because I like the music, so I'm going to start completely over because I'm the boss of this section. I don't have to have any special talent to make the arm come in and write. I can put all the animations in, the music is built in, everything's there. That's called Powtoon, and it will connect to your drive. Now, if you are on a device looking right now, there is, someone help me, does it say Powtoon EDU? Yes, that's the one you want, the EDU one. There are some pay services, so let me just show you. I'll go into the sound part here, make sure that comes up. You'll see some of them are for upgrade, so it's most of it is free. I don't pay for it. I don't have students that pay for it. They just use it, the free part of it. Anybody use it? Anybody want to give a shout out why? Go ahead. Just somebody say. Go ahead. Yeah. We have an alternative school within a school at my high school. It's called Real Academy. And our Real Academy kids, similar to what you guys had, discovered this and created, they had to create an advertisement for their Real Academy. And they did it in Powtoon. And honestly, by the end, like every adult in the room was crying. You know, it was really cool. And free. And nice. I mean, wouldn't you rather than supposed to say no? Okay, here we go. Let's go to the next one, Video Note. Okay, how many of you have a Livescribe pen or have ever heard of one? How many of you have a Sound Note? Good, then I can show you this. Video Note, again, think about, and you have to know I'm a special ed teacher by trade, and so struggling learners, as I mentioned in my earlier session, that's my thing, that's what gets me going. Video Note takes a video, a YouTube video, Vimeo video, school to teacher to video. And let me just show you what it will do here. Okay, so what you're looking at right now, how many of you know James Eichmann? Yeah, he's here. I played this. I didn't know he was in the audience one time, and then I was really embarrassed. He's not here, I asked. But this is a video that James made. So now watch what happens as I play the video.
Education certified trainer. Just started a new job as a director of instructional technology.
Okay, I'm going to stop right there. Now, I am going to click here where it says build script. What I'd like you to watch when I click there is my little video slide, okay? So look what just happened. So now I have moved to 22:57 in the video. Not so cool, right? We don't really care about that. But watch this. So I'm going to do it again. Now I'm going to play the video.
Do that, so I can delete this range.set value.
And I can take notes.
I'm not going to do that either. The output now is going to be an email.
Watching.
But I do need to get.
So think about our kids, maybe in a flipped environment, maybe not. They can now do note-taking, specific note-taking as they're watching a video. And it goes with this specific part of the video. So here we go. Email James, 5211, it hopped to the end. So now you have a student that you said, hey, watch this video, it's really good for what we're studying. And they come back and say, I watched it, I have no clue. So then here they are at 22:57, and they think, whoa, I need to ask Miss Lind how to do this. And they have it, and it's annotated along with the video. Is that cooler? Come on, it's getting better, right? You can send the question is, can you send annotated videos to your students? You can, but they have to have the video notes connected to their drive as well. Yep. Any other comments or questions, or anybody that uses it want to give a shout out? Mm-hmm. Absolutely. You can view a Powtoon on the website. You don't have to have it connected. You do to create if you're going to have it saved to their drive. Okay? Mm-hmm. What a great idea. Anybody else want to share? All right, then we're going to keep going. So that one's called video notes. We're sort of moving up in the cool factor here. All right, oops, I accidentally closed everything out. Give me just a second. Okay, the next one is called Lucidchart. Anybody use it? Okay, how about inspiration? Anybody ever heard of inspiration? Okay. Anybody heard kidspiration? Webspiration? All the spirations? Well, those are really fantastic products. I am in no way diminishing them. But I will say Webspiration is a pay service. Inspiration is an install. And kidspiration is an install. And by install, I mean it's on this machine, and I have to put it on all the other ones. Lucidchart is online graphic organizing, free and collaborative. So why do we care about that? Why do we care that it's collaborative? Someone just shout out. Yeah, we can work on it at the same time. I'm not going to take the time to go to my example. You can see the one, but yes, we can work on it collaboratively, same time, simultaneously edit. What else? Why else do we care that it's collaborative? Or why do we care it's web-based? We can share it. It's everywhere. Part of the problems with inspiration, for those of you that may not know, inspiration started out in the business world, and then we special ed teachers kind of took it because it was cool, and then it went big time in education. Well, the problem was you had to install it everywhere in order for kids to do it. And then when they wanted to work on a project, how did they have to do it? So I have a group of 4, and I want to make a inspiration. We'd all crowd around the computer, right? Yeah, we don't have to do that. This is collaborative, sharing in real time, and there's chat built in. They can have a little discussion while they're creating their chart. That is called Lucidchart. Remember the lucid part of it. We're going to come back to it. Anybody use it that wants to give a good example? I like to do that because I don't know all the content areas, and you guys do. So if you have a good example, just shout it out, okay? All right. Okay, this is the best part. How many of you have done this? Oh my gosh, it's so fun. Do you want to play? Oh yeah, you've done the old one. Oh, that is so old school. What? I always took them apart. Who else? Come on. Who took them apart? Totally. Yeah. Oh, you did. See, I could never get the stickers back on. That was the problem. Believe me, I tried to cheat that way too. You guys, this is a Rubiks Cube. For those of you that are very young in the audience, a Rubiks Cube is, no, I'm just teasing. No, I think they're making a comeback, right? Aren't they? Yeah. Okay. This is an online Rubiks Cube that is collaborative, that saves your progress. Come on, that's cool. Give it up. That's cool. Okay, so, okay, we're going to play it. So here we go. And if you make me look bad in front of everyone, I'll feel really bad about myself, so don't do it, please. Okay, here we go. This is what it looks like. How many of you have an interactive whiteboard? How fun would this be? Okay, it's coming. Okay, hang on a second. Hey, what? Yeah. Okay, so I'm sharing it out, right? Does this look familiar? Those of you that have Google stuff, you know this is the same share screen, right? So for kids, it's no different. And, does I have it all right there? Is that right? Okay, now here we go. Amy's going to come in, and she has promised to let me win, because that's how it goes. Now watch, you guys. She's not in yet, so I'm going to we'll get started here. There we go. There's my cube. And, oh, hold on. I am so not cheating. Hold on. Now, it should be rotating. Oh, come on. Oh, there we go. Now, that's really not the best look, probably, right? So you could totally have a mathematical discussion with kids about this. 3D imaging. It's running a little slow. I want to, there we go. Turn it up there. There we go. Now I can rotate through. And you guys talk amongst yourselves. I have something to do here. Nah. Are you able to get in? All right, I'll just leave it up while you're doing it. But think about our kids, if you have an interactive whiteboard, just for one, the fun factor, that's super fun. And for two, think about the discussions around collaboration that your kids could have while they're solving this together. And guess what? You can't take it apart and you can't pull the stickers off. Okay? Are you in? That's okay. That's okay. And so we could collaborate on this. Now, we could collaborate on this anywhere with an internet connection. It doesn't matter. And it connects with Drive. As you saw, that's okay. That's all right. As you saw, it's sitting in my Drive. So whatever I just did here, when I come back to it, it'll be there waiting for me. Same thing, any progress I made. Okay? So that's really fun. Okay, let's keep going. If you get in, yeah. Sure. Sure. So the question is, can kids that don't have access to the store still get this? Your domain admin, there you can see Amy's in now. Can you solve it for me, please? Your domain admin then could push this out to them as a connected app to their Drive. Okay? So they don't actually have to go get it. They can push these out. And you can see, now how fun would that be for kids? And you could have them make 2 or 3 moves and then have a discussion like, hey, Amy, why did you do that? What made you decide to put the green one there? So we also could be having those mathematical collaborative discussions around something that is really fun. So I expect you to have that solved by the time we're done. It is addicting. She's just going to keep going, and we'll check on her progress later. Yeah. Oop. Hang on. I do not know what that was. All right. The next one is WeVideo. Anybody use it? Okay, good. Anybody use the pay part of it? Anybody? So they made some changes to it where it was completely free when it first came out. And then they went to, and it was, I'll explain what it does in a second. And then they started to add pay features. And so you had a very basic free part of it, and now you have to pay for some of the features. WeVideo. Now I'm going to say this and I want you to think about it, especially since I see Chromebooks, I see Macs, I see Windows, I see every form of device in here. This is online collaborative video editing. Why do I care about that? It is not just device specific. How many of you have ever made a video in iMovie or in, thank you, Windows Movie Maker, and then you had to do all the business, right, to make sure that it could be played somewhere else? It's gotten easier because now you can throw them up into YouTube. But if you want to edit that or to change it, you have to do it in a particular file format, right? This is online video editing and it's collaborative. This doesn't matter. That's what I love about a lot of this stuff. It doesn't matter what's on the front of your box anymore, as long as it's web-based. It's a pay. The collaboration has gone pay more than 5 minutes. Somebody correct me. It's more than 5 minutes, I think. And then you have to pay. Somebody know? Is that okay? I'm not going to actually, I have a sample to play for you, but I'm going to skip that and keep going in the interest of time. So WeVideo, check that out, please. While I'm on that, this actually isn't in here, but I also want you to check out something called Twisted Wave. Anybody use that? Oh my gosh, oh good. Here's again, now listen. Twisted Wave, online audio editing. Why do we care? Web-based audio editing. Why do we care about that? Say it again. Formatting. Absolutely. Absolutely. How many of you have used Audacity? Yeah. Save as MP3, blah, 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 blah. Hopefully you get it right, and then maybe it'll play. GarageBand. It's easier, but GarageBand has its own format as well. This is Twisted Wave is online audio editing. I use Twisted Wave every other week for my EdReach podcast. That's what I use to edit the show. I work with people on Macs and Windows machines for that. It doesn't matter. Okay? So check that out. All right, let's keep going. Kaizena, anybody? Anybody use it? Anyone? Okay, so think about, I'm sorry? It's Kaizena. I slaughter it every time I say it. Think about Google Docs, right? We all use Google Docs, or many of us do. They have the commenting feature of it, right? Well, sometimes you want to be able to give a voice comment. So I'm going to go in here and pull up my example here. And so that I don't look like I'm totally unprepared. Get it. Now, take a look here. You're looking, here's my document, right? Now, I'm going to use, let me go to the dashboard quick. So the dashboard is a really cool place to keep track of everything that you have done comments on. But let me show you this thing right here. So I'm going to go through, and I want to leave a comment on, I used color-coded folders and turn-in baskets. Now watch what happens. I'm going to highlight it. When I'm done highlighting, I get in, for those of you in the back, you might not be able to tell, a microphone, a little commenting box, or check this. This is a resource box. So now, maybe a student is writing Americans, and you think, hey, I have a really good video to share with them. So when you click resource, okay, or, hang on, we can do this. Now watch what happens. You can share these out the same way you share documents. So now for this one, because I created the document, that's why I'm here. But if a student shared this with you, you would be able to go back and forth with the commenting tools using voice. Let me highlight again so you can see it. Using voice, using text, or providing resources. So now math teachers, maybe you're having them do some mathematical writing or some technical writing. You can actually provide a video for them at the point of error so that they can correct those mistakes. okay? Please use this. If you have struggling writers, please use this. All right, I'm going to keep going. Yep, go ahead. Exactly. Yeah, the question is, so you could embed the document really on any topic. Yep. All right, I'm going to keep going. We're doing pretty well on time here. Okay, the next one. How many of you have a whiteboard, interactive whiteboard of any form? It doesn't matter to me which one. Well, Realtime board, and actually I think in the interest of time I'm not going to actually pull it up, but I want to just tell you. Realtime board is an online collaborative whiteboard. Nah, that's okay. It is a pay, so it's free at the very basic level, but then educators can upgrade, okay? So you are able to embed images and have the kids annotate on that. Anybody use EduCreations? So it's a little bit similar. It's a little bit more clunky. Right there. The sharing process, I share out Google Docs. All of these can be shared as well, the same way. Now, the reason that I chose not to hop out of here is because I have an educator account and I have it in my professional domain, and I don't want to take the time to hop out there. But please take a look at Realtime Whiteboard, and if you do, make sure that you upgrade it to educator status. So that gives you everything. Okay? All right, now here I think I made this number 1 because I think this is a huge deal for us. And maybe not for you, but for my school district it was. So when we went to Google Docs, teachers were like, there's no publisher. We're a Windows shop. So we had a big freak out because Google Docs are boring, right? You can't make them look very beautiful. You can't make them look like a newsletter should look. Or, well, you sort of could. It was a little bit more cumbersome. So remember that Lucid thing I showed you earlier, Lucidchart? So Lucid came out with a thing called Lucid Press. Please share this with your elementary teachers. Okay? Now, I'm an elementary person, and we like things cute. We do. We can't help it. It's like ingrained in our brains. We like cute borders. We like cute images. We just do. Do not hold that against us. But I want to show you this thing that you can do with, I had it preloaded. Let's let it come up. I want to show you this thing. So this is a finished product. Now I do every week, because I'm a tech coach, and I do every week a Tuesday tech tip. No teacher wants to read 5 pages of tech tips, right? Nobody does. Okay, not just teachers. No human wants to read 5 pages of tech tips, right? This is how I trick them. This is a scrollable box. So they're actually reading 3 pages of tech tips. They don't know it. And I can just put them in there because I can insert this scrollable box. I could make this go on forever. But because it's 1 page, nobody cares yet. Now, if you tell anyone in South Milwaukee, I'm going to be mad. But that's how it works. It is so easy and so free for educators. Okay? Now, you can, as you can see, now, I'm sorry, I'm not a designer. Mine isn't beautiful. Some people make very beautiful ones. And you can see you can have different locations here. There are templates when you get into it. There are templates already made that I think are fantastic. This just happens to be one that I use. I love the scrollable areas. I could make this scrollable, and again, because it's little. Okay? So that is called Lucid Press. Please check that out because it's free for us. And it will remain free for us. All right. So now we have reached the end of the top 10 tips. Does anyone have one that they want to share? Say it again. Sight lighter. I couldn't. Nice.
You take with it the already done MLA, ALA, whatever.
How many of you that got your master's, like maybe, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago, are super irritated? Yeah, I'm bitter. I am super bitter about that. Thank you. Anyone else? I couldn't see you. Butch, was that you? Thank you. Anybody else have one they want to share? All right, here it comes. This is when everyone either looks down at their computers or they're like, oh, got to go to the next session. Now I'm going to ask you to commit. I'm going to ask, do we need to check on your progress? Have you finished? Amy didn't know I was going to do this to her. I closed it, but it doesn't matter. Let's see how she did. She needs help. She needs to collaborate, right? We can't hold that against you if you're not done. Your collaborator let you down. Let's just see. Really? Let's give her a hand. She tried. Come on. Because you were listening to your speaker. Thank you. Okay, this is it. See, everyone's like, I got to go. I'm just going to give you 1 minute. Please commit to trying one thing. Do it really quick. 1 minute, and then we're going to come back together quick. I got one more thing to tell you. 1 minute. Hang on 1 second. Hang on 1 second after this, and I'll... I'm not brave enough yet to do that. I'm not brave enough yet to do that. All right, 15 seconds.